guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hillary and I am a psychic medium, and today we're going to discuss another case that was requested by one of you guys just a couple days ago actually. And the reason why I wanted to discuss this case was because when this case was mentioned to me, honestly, I couldn't get this case out of my head when I went to bed that night. So to me, that was a sign that I was meant to do this case. And sorry, if you're new here, you don't know anything about me. Like I said, I'm a medium and a psychic. And if you want to go and look at my previous videos to find out more about me, you can do that. And you will learn more about my gifts and how they work and all that other stuff. And I say that because every time I do a video and somebody doesn't go and watch my other videos first, doesn't know anything about me, they like to comment about my gifts and ask about my gifts and whatever, and you just sort of get sick and tired of explaining it all the time. So I do explain them in my other videos, so just go back and watch them if you're wondering. But yeah, like I said, this case was in my head all night, and the reason why I'm smiling and laughing is because it's kind of funny, because this is not a case that I ever really seen myself doing, to be honest. And it's just, I don't know. I'm not really interested in these type of things, to be quite honest with you, but I'm going to do them anyways for you guys. And also, not just for you guys, it's mainly because if spirit wants me to do them, or if a spirit connects with me that is involved in the case, or was the victim or whatever, then I'm obviously going to do that case, because it's obviously something I'm meant to be doing. But today, you guys, we're going to be talking about Don Lewis, or his name is Jack Donald Lewis, and Carole Baskin, and the situation that happened there. I did connect with Don Lewis. He did connect with me that night when that was mentioned to me, and it was almost like he just knew that I was a medium and that was requested, so he was just right on it. I feel like he is a very blunt and assertive spirit, and I'm sure he was like that in person as well. Like I said, I don't know much about him. I mean, I do remember some of his stuff back in the 90s when I was a younger child, like the nature things he did and the tigers and stuff like that, but that's all I really know about him. And I do know about the Carole Baskin thing because there was a joke about it a couple of years ago, and I'm hearing that song play in my head, Call Me Carole Baskin, da-na-na-na-na-na. It's like a Sweetie or Nicki Minaj song or something like that. Anyways, that song's been playing in my head nonstop. So he did connect with me. Don Lewis did. He was very eager to connect with me, actually, so it wasn't hard to connect with him. But so I wrote down what he told me, and through my clairvoyant, so through my images and what I'm getting through my third eye, like what I am seeing, the very first thing he shows me Carole and him standing outside of, I'm guessing it is their house, but they are standing like at the side of the house. It is sunny out. She is actually wearing like a straw hat, and she's got like a gardening tool in her hand. This is what I'm being shown. So, and they're arguing. They're arguing about where he was going, or he was going somewhere that day, or the next day. And she didn't want him to go. She was angry or mad, and she did not want him to go to wherever he was going. And I do want to say that this video is for entertainment purposes only, because I have to say that. But I'm just, I think that she's a very interesting spirit. I don't want to insult her, so I'm just going to say that she's got some very assertive and not so nice energy when I go into Carole's energy. So, but they're fighting in front of the house. I feel like maybe they were or she was gardening or something, but she doesn't want him to go on this vacation. So he did tell me that they were arguing a lot that day, and so he gives me like the feeling. So he's giving me this. The spirit gives mediums and mediums impressions through something called our clairs. So this is through my clairsentience, so what I'm feeling. So I begin to feel like this walking on eggshells type of feeling he's giving me, like he was walking on eggshells around her. And he said that he felt like this for a while, because she had been threatening him a lot in the few months before he passed away. And he tells me that he had a feeling that something bad was going to happen to him eventually, because their fighting just kept getting worse, and he could just feel this coming in the months prior to, because they were fighting a lot, like I said. And the fighting is in regards to, he was having an affair. He told me he had several affairs, and that's something that he feels really bad about. But he was having an affair with a few women, and the argument was actually about, she didn't want him to go because she thought he was going to have another affair. But he tells me that was not what was happening at all. He's telling me, and I'm laughing because he kind of like has a sense of humor about it when he connects with me. Like, he's not very serious about it. He says he is serious when he says this. He feels really, really bad about what he did when he was in human form, when he was on this earth plane. He feels bad about everything that he did to her in regards to having an affair, or having several affairs. But he said that trip was mainly about money. He was very, he tells me he was, my camera's acting all weird right now, sorry. But he tells me that he was having a lot of affairs, and they were just fighting a lot. But he was very into money, and I'm hearing the word gambling. He was very big. He was all about money, he said, when he was a human, and he regrets that now on the other side. Sorry, my nose is itchy because of my allergies. So he tells me that. So, okay, so then I'm given a vision about. Okay, so I'm given a vision where it's dark outside now, okay? So I think it's that night he's showing me, the night that they were arguing during the day outside. And he tells me, so I do come straight out and ask him, did she kill you? Okay, and he says that, yeah, he says yes, that she did kill him. And he says that, so I ask him how it happened, and I feel a big thud in the back of my head, and then I hear gunshots. Okay, so he does tell me that he was shot, I think in the back of the head, could have been in the side of the head, I'm not exactly sure, but she did shoot him in the head that night. And then I asked him how he got outside, or how that happened during the night, and he said that she actually said there was something wrong with the tigers, and so she lured him out of the house, and that's how she did it. So I asked him why, because the thud in my back of my head, I was picking up that it wasn't a gunshot. He said that she actually smacked him in the head with a shovel to knock him out before she shot him in the head. So I do want to mention as well that he said that she sensed, or he was threatening to also leave her a few months prior to them. I think there was a divorce going on, and I'm being shown papers. So I don't know if there was a divorce going on or what. He said that he was going to leave her though, and she knew she wasn't okay with it. She was not agreeing with it. He's saying even if she was saying that she was okay with agreeing with it, she wasn't okay with the divorce. She wasn't gonna have it. She wasn't having the divorce. So I asked him what happened next. He said that she puts him into a bin, like a garbage bin, and it has like wheels on it, and she puts him in a black garbage bag. And he tells me that he is in the water, so she puts him in the water, and that he said that she wanted him to be eaten by the fishes, and he's going like this, like fishes. So I don't know why he's telling me that, but he's saying that like he wasn't fed, so he wasn't fed to the tigers, he was fed to the fishes, because something to do with like the tigers were their babies, like they were their everything, and so Carole wasn't going to have him, or the tigers seeing him like that, because he was like a dad to these tigers, okay? And so I asked if anyone had seen this happen. And he says, no, it was way too dark. It was around 1 in the morning. But he said that there might be, so he's showing me like these chains put around his legs, and that is how that's how he got sunk into the water. And he's telling me that there's going to be, like, I'm seeing like a man in like a canoe or a boat or like I think it's canoe. And he's going to see this chain under the water, and he's going to find that weird. Like, why is that chain there? Why that's out of place. That shouldn't be there. So I do think he is going to be found. I really feel like he's going to be found. But yeah, he tells me that. So I asked him if there's going to be any more evidence. Like, what about the shovel? I was curious about the shovel. And he says that the shovel, like, it's not, he says he doesn't know where it is, but he says that it could be evidence, like it could be something that could be found as evidence. He says there is things that could be found as evidence, but they are not looking hard enough. So, and he's saying there is, like he said, someone's going to see the chains in the water. He feels like he's going to be found, he says, but it's not going to be enough to convict her. And that's sad. But he says that it's okay because she's going to pay her wrongs on the other side when she gets to the other side. So I feel like he does tell me she might be convicted of something like fraud because she also stole some of his money, something about his estate. He's telling me, like, his family, I think his family got ripped off or something, and she has most of his money, and they didn't get any of it, is what I'm hearing. And that's something that he says he would have done when he was in human form as well, as he wishes he would have wrote a will and he would have put that in the will, but he just never got around to it because he didn't expect to pass away when he passed away. So yeah, he says he's paying his wrongs on the other side now in regards to the affairs and the wrongs he did here when he was a human, and that he wishes he wasn't obsessed with money and such a risk taker, because he says all he cared about was money and women and his tigers when he was here. So yeah. So he says that someone actually did help her. Okay. So there was the van or the car found in the airport because he was going to go on a holiday that day. He's telling me it was a huge setup. That it was actually Carole who drove that there to set it up. She set the whole thing up. And he's telling me that she actually had help as well by at first I thought it was a family member because it's another male, but then he told me it's a housekeeper. But he's given me like the impression that it was a housekeeper that was around for a long time. Someone that was close with him and Carole, that had actually helped Carole. And he tells me the reason why he helped Carole cover this up and set this up and everything is because she paid this man a lot of money to keep quiet. This happens a lot, I notice. It's absolutely disgusting. But he says that, because I'm being shown in my visions, her actually driving in the car. I'm seeing in the insides. Maybe it's a van. I'm not exactly sure. But she drove there by herself to the airport. But then this handyman or this other man that she knows picked her up and drove her back and helped her cover up the evidence and put him in the water and hide the body and all that. So yeah. Ask him if there's any other evidence. He says no, there's not. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'm getting on Dawn Lewis. It's really disgusting that she just honestly has an awful energy about her. And I'm not, it's just, she's such a manipulator. She's a liar. She's a million other things. And it sucks hearing that she's probably, there's going to be a little bit of justice, but she's not going to get convicted of what she actually did, which was murder this man. But that's what I got you guys on the Don Lewis and Carole Baskin case. So I hope you guys get some clarification and get some answers in regards to this case. But I will see you guys in my next video. Like, subscribe, all of that stuff, please, if you can. And if you want to check out my shop, I leave my link below. I do a bunch of handmade stuff, handmade candles, handmade jewelry, and I have a website shop as well as an Etsy shop. I always do promo codes. I always give you guys sales as much as I can, and I'm always adding stuff as well. So if you want to check that out, like I said, the link is below, and I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Bye!